when several years ago we were the only ones seriously talking about the problem of the grooming for sex and involvement in drugs of young English girls by Muslim gangs in Keighley and surrounding towns in the north of England.
Is because this country has a strong Christian heritage. You see, the gospel of the freedom of Jesus Christ leads straight on to social and political freedoms. And this country has its political freedoms because it has its Christian heritage. Compare and contrast that with Saudi Arabia. Did you know that I couldn't walk down the high street of Riyadh or Jeddah, let alone Mecca or Medina? I couldn't walk down there holding a Bible in my hand or reading my Bible. I could walk down the street out here reading a Quran here in Britain, but I can't walk down the high street in Riyadh or Jeddah reading my Bible.
A bit of a fuss brewing up in some of the papers. They're saying there's a race row over my connecting heroin and Islam and the Pakistani community in this country. And of course I shouldn't have said that because it's deeply politically incorrect. Trouble is, you see, it's true, as everybody knows. And I think that people out there are getting a feeling now that ordinary members of the British public are now really starting to get turned on to the British National Party because they understand that we're the ones that tell the truth, even if it's not politically correct.
But the interesting thing is every single Muslim that I have spoken to about this mosque has no doubt whatsoever that it's going to be funded by the Saudis, by Saudi Arabia. They don't question it. They just automatically, it's only the Saudis, or at least Gulf states, including Saudi Arabia, that have the sort of money required to build this mosque. And as you know, the Saudis have been putting their money right around the world in terms of building Islamic schools and mosques and so on. So the Muslims themselves have no doubt about it whatsoever. But to add to that, Tablighi Jamaat have a track record. Like on many things, Tablighi Jamaat have a track record. And their headquarters mosque, their current headquarters mosque.
Do you think Charles Martel and the Franks thought when they saw the Muslim army of Abu Rahman come over the hill at Tours and they knew they were outnumbered? What do you think Giustiani and the 7,000 white knights in Constantinople thought when they saw the hundreds of thousands of the Muslim Ottoman Turk army attack their city walls? What do you think the Austrians thought when they saw the Muslim army besiege Vienna, the heart of Europe? Did they back down? Their word was no retreat and no surrender.
There are those within Islam, there are streams within Islam that want to create separatist enclaves. I think there's no two ways about it. I know because I've been examining myself quite carefully. There's a sect within Islam that wants to create the Olympic mega mosque in the East End of London. They themselves are a separatist stream within Islam. They actually want to create separate. They call Muslims to separate out from the surrounding society. And when they do that, it's no wonder we end up with enclaves. I don't call them necessarily no-go areas, but enclaves like they already have in the Savile Town area of Dewsbury in West Yorkshire. That is what they create, that is what they want, that is what they preach. And there are others within Islam that do the same, and you don't find that within other religions so easily. Of course, human beings like to congregate with their own types. We all like to do that. But actually, when you're teaching and preaching that sort of separatism, I think that's very dangerous for our society.
And as a result, if I can come over here to Suleiman and also Ibrahim Hewitt, the local headmaster, both of you on this, can you understand why some people feel that all of a sudden parts of this country look like a foreign land?
I can understand that, but I don't really agree with it because I lived in Leicester now for nearly 15 years. I live in a part of Leicester which is predominantly white, for want of a better term. I'm white as well. I mean, you know, the racial facts are not very helpful. I've been spat at. I've had stones thrown at me, not by Muslims, but by the indigenous community. I am part of the indigenous community, and I get really angry at this sort of language because this is what's causing division. Was that, you know, these people are here as of right. If we go back 2,000 years, people like this would have been on the right wing of the pagan party complaining about this new Christian, this new alien Christian faith coming into this country.
That's nonsense. I have to say,
very, very difficult.
That is nonsense. What we're talking about
you're
is
talking nonsense, I'm afraid.
No, we're talking
because
about
you're talking, trying to split things.
Not all Muslims, but actually when I could take you so...
I can take, let me take you to parts of this. No, I can take you...
One second.